Even after his passing, Alan Rickman continues to delight audiences with his tremendous talent. Hi, my name is Anton and welcome to my take. Today, I'm looking at Eye in the Sky. A military thriller about moral and political implications of drone strikes. First of all, the cast of this film is phenomenal. Dame Helen Mirren, Alan Rickman, the pirate guy from Captain Phillips, Barkhad Abdi, Jesse Pinkman from Breaking Bad, Aaron Paul is here, and that's just to name a few. And yes, acting-wise, they deliver. The movie starts off as a day in the life of a British colonel played by Helen Mirren. There's some new intel that came in about the target that she's been tracking down for a while, so it's supposed to be a capture mission. A whole bunch of British officials are invited to witness this capture mission take place, but of course things go sideways and it's not going to be a capture mission. First of all, it's really interesting the way the entire operation is set up. How collaborative and also non-cooperative it seems to be. The drone pilots are in America, the decision makers are in Britain, the boots on the ground are in Kenya, and the way that the communications and political implications of a lot of their decisions work is really fascinating. So the new information that comes into play, there are suicide bombers gearing up for a mission in the house where the target is at, so it can't be a capture mission anymore. Now they have to go in and blow it up at this point, because otherwise these dudes are gonna go off and blow themselves up in the populated area with a whole bunch of civilian casualties. But the complication is that there's a little girl that is within a blast radius that is probably going to die if they do blow up this house. And so that becomes the central theme of the movie. Do we kill this one person in hope of saving a whole bunch of other lives? The simple answer seems to be yeah, but then as the movie goes on, you realize that there are more angles to it than that, both politically and morally, and obviously the human tragedy involved is still devastating. Despite the serious subject matter, I really liked how funny this movie was. It didn't ruin the somber tone of what was at stake, but rather provided the much-needed comic relief. Alan Rickman was the key player in providing that dry humor that loosened the tension throughout the film and made it a lot more palatable. What I thought was refreshing in this film is how the human side of powerful people was put on display. They were portrayed in the moments of embarrassment, vulnerability, indecision, of which there was a lot. And that was something I really liked, because no matter how tough their job demanded them to be, they are still human after all. In fact, this indecision and unwillingness to be the person pulling the trigger is what fueled a lot of the comedy in the movie. And it's also something I found to be really encouraging, because yeah, when the human life is at stake, you do want the second and third and fourth opinion if you can get it. And luckily we do get to witness this happen, even though as a member of the audience, it is a bit frustrating to witness all this confusion unravel before you. One of the accusations that could be leveled at this movie is that there is quite a bit of overacting, but I also get why they did it, because you need to elicit the emotion out of context where you're inherently removed from the consequences of your action. And so when the things are set up as a video game where you can play God with someone's life, you need people of character and empathy to remind you of the reality of the situation. One of the perspectives that I think is missing in this film is that it is mostly white people who are talking, while it is not their lives who are mostly in danger here. And even though we do get a glimpse into the life of this Kenyan girl who becomes the epicenter of this moral dilemma, we still don't get to hear the perspective of her people per se. I really enjoyed the different levels of escalation that this movie went through to present us with a wide variety of perspectives. Again, mostly white people perspectives, but a wide range nonetheless. And as a result, the decision that may have looked simple to begin with becomes more complex and develops layers of fodder. One of the things you can't neglect to mention about this movie is the technology. It's amazing. All kinds of macro and micro drones that are remotely operated and just look so fun to play with. I know that's not what they're there for, but you just can't help yourself. Oh, and by the way, the military technology is named very aptly. Reaper drone, raining down Hellfire missiles. Not exactly subtle, but then again, military aren't known for subtlety. Overall, I thought it was an amazing movie. I'm gonna give it an 8.5 out of 10. There were bits of overacting and some of the perspectives may have gotten lost in the mix, but it was a fairly well-rounded, engaging, and thought-provoking film that I do recommend you watch. That was my take. What did you guys think? Let me know in the comments, and I'll see you next time. Cheers.